Hey, Ecor, Dr. Newberry here. I'm going to show you some tricks to use when you go into the Galileo databases, start finding secondary sources for your essay on Death of the Salesman. So to get there, on the main page here, you'll go into Library. Let's click on Galileo. It's going to open up the databases. It may take it a second because what Galileo is, in case you are unaware, is a giant collection of databases. They cost money. When you paid your tuition this term, you actually bought access to this system. So this is why when you go into it, please don't Google Galileo, but click on the link provided. So since you guys are writing about literature, let's go ahead and click on Browse by Subject here. It's going to bring up like a list of subjects, and so we'll pull literature and literary criticism. This is going to bring up the databases that you should probably use. These are all, appropriate, some more so than others. Chadwick Healy here is abstracts only. That means you can just find things that will help you find other things. But if you want full text things, full text documents, you can do a couple of things. One, I like this database quite a lot, the Literary Reference Center. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up in a new tab here. It's going to open things up, and I'll show you how this works. And again, these things are huge, so it can take a while to open them. So this is a reference center. You can go into an advanced search or a basic search. If we go into advanced search, you can see you can use Boolean phrases like and or to join together terms, or up here you can use the pull downs. I'm just going to go ahead and click on full text here because that's what you have to have. You also need scholarly sources. That means that they've been reviewed by experts in the field, professors who have expertise in this area. So if I were looking for Death of a Salesman, I might start just with Arthur Miller. I'm just going to open up whatever the collection is on him. Let's see, we've got 80 articles on Arthur Miller. So you could scroll down and see if any of these are appropriate for you. A good way to find out if an article is appropriate is to take a look at it by clicking on the citation. It's going to bring up this and reading this. This is your abstract. Now, an abstract is a kind of summary of the article's argument, and it's really useful, and it keeps you from having to read a ton of different articles to decide what's useful for you. Secondly, you can click on the PDF there, and it'll give you the entire full text, which will give you page numbers so you can cite it correctly in your text, the parenthetical citations. Please don't just cut and paste that. Some students do that, and that's always wrong. This is just a source. If you did want to cite it, you can click on the Cite button over here, and it's going to bring down a list of different types of citations. Since we're in humanities, we do use MLA. And right there, you could just cut and paste that into your Works Cited page. Right now, this one looks, to my eye, correct. Sometimes these things are incorrect. Sometimes it'll put like key terms all in caps or something like that. And that is to say, don't let this kind of algorithm that pulls this information take the place of your eye. All right, so that's the Literary Reference Center. If we went back to another tab I had open here, you might go into Academic Search Complete. Let me open that one up. Let it open, because again, as I said, it's a huge collection of articles. Once again, we want to limit our searching to full text and scholarly journals, and we'll up here once again. And I'm just using Arthur Miller. There's a number of things you could look for. You could look for Biff or Happy or Willie Loman or even Death of the Salesman itself. Let's see what comes up here. So we've got 243 articles here. So you can see one of the things about using databases is they index different articles, and that's why you want to look in different places. And once again, if I roll down here, Introduction to Arthur Miller on Sports, a portrait of Arthur Miller. If I wanted to use this for my essay, I could open it up, and here you do have the access to a PDF, right, which is going to open up a full, excuse me, what is contacting me there? Open up a full article, here with the page numbers. Or if you went back, right, and you wanted to see, and you wanted to just look at it and see here, you could read the HTML on the page. You can also listen to it. It will also allow you to download a audio version, so you can listen to it there too. Now, if you wanted this, once again, over here, you can cite it. Roll down a bit till you see MLA. There it is, right? Just got it all there for you. And see, I see an error already. That O, right, should be lowercase. because that's how you do it, in MLA. So you can pull that as well. And if you wanted to, you can also click on the email link and you can send this stuff to yourself. And that way you won't lose it. And that's what I often do when I'm doing research. And finally, let me go back to this one, ProQuest, which is another database that I recommend you're using. They're all very similar. They just look a little different. And what they are not is Google. They don't act like Google, and they don't behave like Google. And if you ask it questions the way some students do, they'll write in, what are some sources on Arthur Miller? You're not going to find anything. And unfortunately, this one does not want to open. Let me see if I can make it open. Let's see what happens here. Sometimes they'll do this. Sometimes they don't want to work the way you're supposed to, and they'll argue with you. I'm going to close a couple of tabs. There we go. Okay, it came up once again. Limit to full text, limit to peer reviewed. Arthur Miller. Let's see what happens. Here, how many sources are we going to pull? Let me take it a second. Remember the first time we had about 10. Here we have 22,000. So there are plenty here, as you can see, that you can pull from. And this is just the Cambridge Companion, which looks like it's just maybe a book review. I want to pull this up and take a look at it. Yeah, this is a book review, which wouldn't be useful to you in this particular essay. But if you wanted, to take a look to see maybe what people are saying about Arthur Miller, it might be something to look at, but probably not to cite. And there are, of course, all these different tools, full text PDF, right? You can take a look at the full text. You can click on the abstract to get the information that you would need for citation, right? It's all here right in front of you. And right there's a cite button. It'll allow you to cite the article, depending on what you go into. Of course, we're using the MLA7, and so you click on change, and there it is, the MLA7 citation, and this one looks relatively correct. So 3, you got ProQuest, you've got the Literary Reference Center, and you've got research library at ProQuest, Academic Search Complete. So, and any of these are appropriate. I mentioned MLA, which works a lot like Academic Search Complete, but this should help you when you begin hunting for sources. Now, also remember that you can't hunt for sources if you don't have keywords. So please don't make the mistake of just walking into these databases and, typing in, what are some sources on Arthur Miller here? You'll find nothing. Sit down and brainstorm. What topic are you writing about? What is your approach in this play? What do you want to say about it? All these things could be helpful and appropriate to you when you start working on your essay. Now, I would urge you to go ahead, start looking around in here. Please stay off the internet. Please stay off Google. It's not going to help you in this case. You paid for this system, so let's go ahead and use it. If you're having difficulty finding things, please email me and I'll be happy to help you. Hope you guys have a good day. And again, this is Dr. Newberry here at ABAC, your eCore professor this term in English 1102. Have a great day, and I'll hear from you soon.